Planet Dolan.
From slices of bread to bathroom doors that aren't heavy enough, the Planet Dolan Crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the most irrational fears people have. I'm Doopy, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Yo 22222222222222222. When Honeybits was younger, there was a fire hydrant on her street that somebody painted to look like a really creepy devil with a penis. Honeybits' sister noticed that she was scared of it, so she told a story about how some nights the hydrant opens and ghosts, devils, and other monsters would come out of it to kill people. So Honeybits spent the first 10 years of her life being scared of a fire hydrant. Eventually, her sister realized she'd gone too far and told Honeybits that she lied about everything. Number 9 was submitted by Doobladi. Spincess has a really big fear of light bathroom doors. Whenever she needs to go to a public restroom, she first tests the door to make sure that it's not too light, and then she pushes open the door. She sometimes forgets to check first, and when she pushes the door open, she falls right through because she was prepared for a heavy door that she would need to lean on, not a door that she can open by a light breeze. Number 8 was submitted by Kaya123. Gooby has a weird fear of napkins and dry hands. She can't touch napkins unless they're wet napkins. If anyone uses napkins or rubs their dry hands, and Gooby hears the sound of it, she starts to have a panic attack. Gooby has had it since forever, and she has to put lotion on a lot to avoid the terrible feeling of dry hands. Number 7 was submitted by Elk810. Nixium secretly has a fear of his own potential to do bad things. Nixium thinks of himself as generally a good person who always tries to be helpful and never wants to hurt anyone. But sometimes he's afraid he could eventually snap and just kill someone. He keeps thinking one tiny little push could send him into darkness. But Nixium also believes that fear is proof that he still has a conscience, so hopefully that will keep him from the dark side. Number 6 was submitted by Keaton0801. The most irrational fear Slapped Ham has is huge open ceilings, like those in an auditorium, gymnasium, or concert hall. When he walks in and looks up, he sees that there are no walls or support structures visible. Without those structures visible, Slapped Ham always feels like the ceiling is just going to collapse in on top of him. Number 5 was submitted by CraftyRagamuffin. Ever since she was little, Melissa has been terrified of used tissues. It physically makes her feel sick to see them, and she will shriek if she touches one, no matter who uses them or what they're used for. Her fear started when she was 7. Melissa and her family went to the zoo and she wore a brand new coat with a hood, which she loved. On the bus to the zoo, Melissa heard her dad shout, "What the hell?" That's when Melissa realized the guy sitting behind her had been putting at least a dozen of his snot-covered tissues into the hood of her coat. They quickly got the tissues out, but Melissa was already traumatized at the thought of some random freak snot being inside her coat. For the next 7 hours, Melissa was stuck in London wearing what felt to her like a coat made out of snot. 14 years later, Melissa still can't blow her own nose. Number 4 was submitted by Swagger224. When Legna was in 6th grade, he had an irrational fear of bread. Legna had some bad experiences with moldy bread in the past, and it freaked him out. As a result, Legna never bought a sandwich for lunch that year. It got so bad for a little while that he had to wear a blindfold to lunch so he wouldn't have to look at other people's sandwiches. Number 3 was submitted by Laila-Chan. When Ramona was about 8 years old, she had a fear of strawberries. She doesn't know why, but she always feared them because the seeds were on the outside. So she thought that if she ate them, the little seeds would launch out of the strawberry and plant in her mouth. Ramona thought about how painful it would be to have a strawberry plant growing in her mouth, and since the seeds were so small, she would never be able to get them out. After a lot of convincing, Ramona's mom got her to try them, and now they're Ramona's second favorite fruit. Number 2 was submitted by Kibishi Shi. Robo's irrational fear is not getting in bed and under her blanket in under 3 seconds. Ever since she can remember, Robo played a little game she made up called Bedtime. This game has brought a fear to her very soul. The game is that when she's about to go to bed, she has to close her eyes, say bedtime, and turn the lights off. Then she must be in bed with her blanket over her entire body in a matter of 3 seconds. Then she must close her eyes immediately and count to 3. Then and only then is she safe. After that, she can do whatever she wants. The 2 biggest rules are what make the game terrifying. First, once you've played once, you're not allowed to stop. Second, you can't fail or it will come for you, even if you're under the blanket. To this day, Robo hasn't failed, so she doesn't know what it is, but she doesn't want to find out. Number 1 was submitted by me. When I was a kid, my dad used to secretly knock on the wall and tell us it was a being known as Bobo. It scared me and my sisters senseless. It didn't help that we had rats and sometimes you could hear them in the walls, so for 8 long years, I thought that a monster named Bobo lived in our walls. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the weirdest thing you saw happen in a fight? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below and you might be featured in a future countdown.
This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thank you for the support, guys.
Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon.